Sorry this video is late. A lot of stuff's been going on in my life, but this is a little explanatory video. The diplostrats YouTube channel is doing a variant design contest, and I submitted this Chaos Diplomacy One World Dominion, and I thought, hey, it's the perfect subject to make a video on. Uh, this is inspired by Chaos Risk and One World Dominion, two unauthorized expansions to Risk. I found what they did to Risk very interesting, so decided to add it to Diplomacy. And unlike Chaos Risk, Chaos Diplomacy One World Dominion, on its cover, everything you see here is a card. Fish, Scotland, War of the Worlds, Time Travel, The Campaign for North Africa, The Desert War, 1940 to 43, Group B Rally, Corvus, The Alps, Oktoberfest, rocket launches, golems, communist civil wars, disease, and sea people. But what is Chaos Diplomacy One World Dominion? Okay, I should clarify this is Chaos Diplomacy One World Dominion version 1.0. Uh, this is the version I'm submitting, but has several flaws. Like, the whole point of this is for everyone to be unbalanced in a different way. Like, that's the balancing philosophy here. Everything's unbalanced. But some things are too overpowered or too underpowered. So I will have to make some balancing adjustments, which will be version 1.1, which I'll port over to Tabletop Simulator for more testing. If there's a 2027 variant design contest, I do intend to make a version 2.0 with all new cards, maybe even a new map, who knows. Uh, but let's focus on version 1.0, the one, the actual variant design contest. Rules. Based on One World Dominion and unauthorized expansion to Risk and Chaos Risk. Standard rules of diplomacy apply with this addition. Every supply center has an associated card. If you own that supply center and the card hasn't been played, you get that card. 5 cards can be turned in for one permanent supply center. This center doesn't count if it is your last, no immortality. I also want to clarify, this can't win you the game. It can't be your winning supply center. Alternately, you can play the effect on the card at any time. The card says you can. Cards can be traded. You can't lie about the number of cards you have, but you can lie about what they are/do. Sorry if some of the cards are confusing. This was made in a day. 3 hours to be precise. This was made in about 3 hours because I didn't realize the contest ended in July, not June. Whoops. So that's why there's spelling errors or cards that do nothing. This hasn't been playtested, so have fun. If you want to spice things up, randomize all the cards. So instead of Warsaw giving you Warsaw, you draw a random card and maybe Warsaw will give you Trieste. Who knows? Now let's go over those cards now. Venice, Corvusson Destroyer. Destroyers and convoys can still happen, even if one of the convoy ship is attacked but not dislodged or destroyed. Can be played at any time as a permanent effect. One problem. That's how convoys work already. I misremembered convoying being weaker than it actually is. So this will have to be changed in version 1.1. But in version 1.0, sorry Italy, you're out of luck. Rome, pasta power. Through the power of carbohydrates and good cooking, once per game at any time you can ask someone a question, including yourself, and the answer must be the truth. All right, the thought process behind this is the pasta point from the campaign for North Africa, the Desert War 1940 to 43, uh, quite famously, is a bad effect. So it's like, what if I flip that on its head? Finally, Naples, Alps. When a unit attacks Naples, they have a -1 attack. Use the first time Naples attacked and then discard. Basically, if there's a unit guarding Naples and it's attacked, instead of just needing one support to get in, it would need two support. Munich, Oktoberfest. If Munich is taken, this card is activated, then discarded. The soldier, I shouldn't say soldier, but whatever, who takes, oh wait, no, sorry. The soldiers who take Munich are so drunk they can't do a thing. The first year Munich is taken by an enemy, it doesn't count as a supply center. Pretty simple. Austria or France or whoever takes Munich. First year doesn't count. You don't get a build. Berlin, world-class engineering. Once per game, you can play this card, and for that turn, all armies have double combat power. EX, 1 combat power to 2 combat power. Don't mess with German engineering, I'll say that. Kiel, dirty coal. Using coal, you have doubled factory output. For 1 year, supply centers are worth 1/3 more. Discard after use. Alright, the name dirty coal is a reference to clean coal. Uh, Something used by the coal industry to make coal seem like it's not actively destroying the planet. I am not super far from West Virginia. It is. Paris, Group B rally. Play at any time and is permanent. A betting market on Group B rally races opens up. Everyone at the beginning of each turn bets on over-under time estimate on how long they think the turn will last, with the person who played this card getting 2, but misspelled, so they can be safe or double down. Basically, do you want to be able to have the effect twice, or do you want to guarantee you'll have the effect? If you bet correctly, you can change one misspelled move but by 1 unit after all moves have been submitted, as long as the turn hasn't started yet, or next turn hasn't started yet. Basically, if I say, uh, Paris to Brest, and all of a sudden I become chummy with England while moves are being whatever, it can be like, hey, actually, can I move that to Picardy instead? Thank you. Brest. Secret tunnel. You can make Brest. Whoops. And another space if you're choosing the same. You take that, place this card if it hasn't been used. If there's a unit in Brest and the other place, the other unit gets dislodged. Usable only once. Yes, they share adjacencies. Example, if you use it on Kiel, you can move from Brest to Berlin. I feel like this could be used very cheekily if you hold it till the end of the game. And it's like, yes, I have captured the 18th supplying center and shall win the game. No, you didn't. What? No. Let's press now. Also, you can make it a non-supply center, even a C tile if you really want. Uh, Who knows? Marseille, wine. Due to alcoholism, once per game, you can ignore Oktoberfest or win a draw. Did I just massively nerf Oktoberfest? Yes, but winning a draw is more powerful than ignoring one card effect, even if it can be very relevant. London, War of the Worlds. This is in the public domain, I can do this. Once per game, an immortal Martian war machine lands on the unit in the chosen space and making it impossible for any more to enter till the year's done. Basically, if I say I launch the Martian war machine on Paris, any unit in Paris is destroyed and no unit can enter Paris until the year is done. 2 world wars and 1 World Cup. For 1 turn, you win all draws. Discard after use. Extremely simple. But next up is probably the most important card for Britain. Edinburgh, the home fleet. Once per game, you can make any convoy into a territory you own instantly fail. Good luck invading Britain. Trieste. God, I should have looked how to pronounce this before the game. Sorry if I do a bad job pronouncing it. Pleshtak Bridge. Once per game, you can make any coastal province unable to have fleets in it for any reason. Let's say you use this on Sevastopol. No ships can ever enter Sevastopol ever again. Because Sevastopol now has a giant bridge in front of it, making it impossible for ships of any reasonable size to go through. Vienna. Not the Archduke. Once per game, you can state that the Archduke has been assassinated, and all uh, decisions stop. That should say discussions. Uh, and moves are submitted instantly. I would just like to point out that Group B rally exists, and you could easily use that to hedge some bets. Or hedge a bet. Budapest. Lingua Franca. For 1 year, the Tower of Babel, sorry, performs in Budapest. And now that everyone can understand everyone else, you have double strength supports. This is a reference to the fact that the Austro-Hungarian army basically had every single soldier speaking a different language to the point it was basically impossible to communicate. So having a Tower of Babel reform, suddenly they can all talk to each other, and now they can support each other for whatever reason. Ankara, that is, with the cool new headwear, troops from a turn get a +1 bonus on defense, discard after use. Let's say someone's attacking Constantinople uh, with support. Boom, play Fez, fails, you got a +1 defense. Constantinople, Istanbul/Byzantium. When attacked, if Constantinople is referred to by any other name, Constantinople has a +1 defense. Basically, you can tell that the elements are turning into a tank. Do note that person has to be the attacker and cannot be yourself. So it's like, yes, I move Army Bulgaria to Byzantium. Whoops. Ah, looks like that'll fail, buddy. Samaria. Or, so, that's not Samaria. Sumra? Anyways, sea people will return. The fabled sea people from the Bronze Age collapse return, instantly killing any fleet of your choice before disappearing with this card. Need I say more? Alright. Warsaw, the Golem of Prague. Just ignore the fact that Prague is like here and Warsaw's like here. Once per game, you can make any attack against you instantly fail. Doesn't work if communist. Pretty simple. Sevastopol, divine intervention. Doesn't work if communist. You can ignore the effects of any card once per game before discarding this card. Pretty simple. Again, but if you turn communist, you probably really want to pawn off these two cards. St. Petersburg, the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Spice! Once per game, you can ask a yes or no question to another player, and they must answer what? And they must answer truthfully, or be hit by your space-based weapons, aka they must answer truthfully. This part about being hit by space-based weapons, that's just a joke. Uh, Basically, you ask a yes or no question, and they have to answer truthfully. Moscow. I don't know the rest of the lyrics off the top of my head. Third International's victory is at hand. You become communist. If over half of all living nations are communist, all communist nations instantly win. 4 out of 7 is a victory, but not 3 out of 6. To make a nation communist, you must, while playing regular diplomacy, beat them as chess as black. Draws, stalemates, etc. don't count. This is overpowered, as there is no incentive not to just throw the game. Uh, so technically, I've added a first turn kill to diplomacy. I feel like because people understand that basically half of the people are going to lose, uh, there will be enough pushback to prevent first turn kill, but Greece, bankroll. Select another player. They get a -1 to their supply centers once they have 1 or have 18 or more. Basically, you can't use this to prevent someone from winning the game or dying. But yeah, Greece economic L. Tunis, the campaign for North Africa, the Desert War, 1940 to 43. You thought that was a joke. Unlocks a tech tree. The person who unlocks the tech tree gains 1 free tech in super weapons. For more tech tree rules, go to the tech tree. There's 2 entire pages on the tech tree, so we'll get there when we get there. Belgium. UN General Assembly Emergency Meeting. This card can be played at any time with no limits of uses. You make a stirring speech to the assembly to applause getting the UN into action to stop who this card is being played against. This card has no effect. This is directly inspired by a card from the original uh, One World Dominion and Chaos Diplomacy. Holland, Whatsy. Turn any sea tile into a land space called Gotland. Discard after use. Gotland is a supply center, I should clarify, but doesn't count to the 18 needed to win, just like how turning in 3 cards doesn't. Denmark. The Vanguard bus is coming. Everyone must. No, I'm not going to say in a sing-songy voice. Everyone must start singing. We like to party. If someone doesn't, for any reason besides being physically incapable, bad singer doesn't count. They can't participate in Group B rally bets next year. Usable only once. But it's everyone's favorite way to get your Let's Play of Chaos Diplomacy One World Dominion copyright stricken. Or will it? Because if you've heard of the Drunk Man's Choir, basically, just look up the Doug Doug video about it. That's the philosophy I'm using here to prevent you from getting copyright stricken. Especially this. Also, I hope at least one person has heard of this song, because otherwise it's just people singing a song they don't know. Well, normally you'd be able to, if you don't know the lyrics to a song, still sing along. But just like being, to party. We like party. Da, 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 da. Anyways, Norway, fit. For 1 year, you can give one unit the strength of 2 with the power of fish. Discard after use. Those omega-3 fatty acids are really coming in handy. Sweden. Super guy. You get a unit that doesn't take supply that doesn't take supply. You can only die if you do. But as he is only one superpowered guy, he only has half the normal attack power of a unit, which is still impressive for one super guy. Didn't say this here, but it does stack. Super guy does stack. Discard after use. Spain. Time travel. Any card you have played, even if it says it can only be used once / discard after use, except this card, you can play again, discard after use. So for example, you can have 2 super guys to finally get 1 attack power. Still impressive for only 2 guys. Portugal, black helicopters. This is another one stolen from Chaos Risk or One World Dominion. Black helicopters from an unknown source come and give you +1 on any attack before disappearing forever. Loses card after use. That's what that means. Or discard after use. Serbia, more Serbs. Albania becomes don't know why I have and supply center called Montenegro. Just like Gotland, it doesn't count for the 18 needed to win. Yes, Montenegro has its own card. Bulgaria, COVID-19. Roll a d4 for effect, then discard. This is another one taken from Chaos Risk or One World Diplomacy. 1. Nothing happens. 2. A unit of your choice dies. 3. A country of your choice loses all but 3 units until the winter build phase. This could be absolutely devastating. I'll just say that now. Also, you can build on any supply center without a unit on it. we're not running by home supply center rules, uh, because otherwise this would be even worse. 4. All units die, immediately skip to the winter build phase. So basically, if you play COVID-19, you either get bad, strong, okay, or what's the point? Romania, theft. You can steal an army or fleet from another player, discard after use. If you have this card and Time Machine, you could be the most petty man alive. Also, I must clarify, this cannot be used if it's their only unit. Or if it would bring them down to 0 units. Gotland, super guy doesn't count. Gotland, counter coup. You can turn any communist country into a non-communist country, following the same rules as turning a non-communist country communist. And this is the other real way to counter communism. Problem is, someone could just, if let's say Germany gets Gotland, Germany, if they suddenly turn communist before you could play this card, could just hold on to this card for the rest of the game or trade it in with 2 others they don't want to use. And then it's only a matter of time. So in version 1.1, I'll probably change the Gotland effect and add Gotland's effect to Third International's inevitable victory. Maybe with the stipulation that there has to be 2 communist countries to do it. Or this power only activates after there are once 2 nations have turned communist or whatever. Montenegro. I never asked for this. Discard after use. Ignore any effect being played against you, max 1. For example, if someone plays theft against you, should you play? I never asked for this. Discard this card. And this is just cancelled. Yes, you can use this against communism or counter coup. Alright, I promised you tech trees. Here's the tech trees. There's 3 tech trees with the 3rd tech tree having 3 branches. Army tree. 1 tech. Costs 1/3 less. 2nd tech. Strength increases by 0.5. 3rd tech. Armies can stack. 4th tech. Nothing. 5th tech. Costs 1/3 less. So basically, if you have maxed out armies, they only cost 1/3 a supply center. Can stack and are worth 1.5. Navy tree. Tech 1. Costs 1/3 less. Tech 2. Strength increases by 1.5. Tech 3. You can stack navies. Tech 4. To stop a convoy, a fleet has to be dislodged. You'll notice something. This is the same effect as Corvus on a destroyer, which, yes, does devalue Italy even more. Just like Corvus on a destroyer, this does nothing. Navy Tech 5 costs 1/3 less. So a fully maxed out Navy would cost 1/3 less. Or, sorry, not cost 1/3 less, would cost 1/3 a supply center be worth 1.5 and can strength and can stack. Super weapon tree. Tech 1 unlocks the 3 paths. Aircraft sub tree. Tech 1 look into aircraft. This does nothing. Tech 2 unlocks aircraft. You can build aircraft now. Tech 3 doubles the strength of aircraft. Tech 4 unlocks airdrops. So if you max out aircraft, you have unlocked aircraft that can do airdrops and are double strength. Let's go down the tank subtree. Form the landship committee. Does nothing. Unlock Tech 2 unlocks tanks. Tech 3 costs half the initial price. Tech 4 unlocks AA cover. So a fully maxed out tank tree would mean you have tanks with AA cover that cost half the price. Finally, we have the one everyone's immediately going to rush for the funnies. Tech 1, create off-board launch site. Does nothing. Tech 2, unlocks rods from God. Tech 3, costs 1 supply center less. Tech 4, unlocks militarized space station. So fully maxed out. Where was I? Fully maxed out rods from God subtree. I mean, you have rods of God that costs a supply center less, and you have a militarized space station. Alright. We're in the home stretch, everyone. This is, of course, after you unlock the campaign for North Africa, the Desert War, 1940 to 43. And remember, if you're one to play that, you get the first one, the super weapons tree, for free. Alright, anyways. For a year, you get 2 research points to spend in the winter before building units. Each research point unlocks 1 box on any track as long as you have all previous boxes. You cannot trade research points. So, for example, I can't form the landship committee unless I have unlocked the 3 paths. And if I've already spent my 2 on, let's say, the naval tree, I couldn't unlock the 3 paths by trading someone a point for what. Alright. Aircraft. Cost 1 supply center, strength 1. Movement speed 3 on land and water. Can support any attack of the unit it's on, both attack and defense, but cannot take supply centers or hold supply centers without an army, navy, or tank. Can stack. And then its special unlock being maxed out is airdrops. When moving an aircraft, can take an army with it. Basically like a worse convoy. Or better in some ways. Tanks. Cost 2 supply centers. Strength 3. Movement speed 1, can't go on water. Can stack. pretty simple, just a stronger unit. And it costs the same as an unupgraded army. If you have Tech 3, all being the same speed and stronger and can stack. But its max out upgrade, AA cover, gives it +1 against aircraft. And now the moment you all have been waiting for. Rods from God. Initial supply center cost 3. After paying the initial 3 supply centers, it's free for 5 turns, not including winter. After the 5 turns, it burns up in the atmosphere. Once per turn, destroy any unit on the board anywhere. You don't have to. I'm not going to force you to use it. But, yeah. Doesn't take up space on the board. You can have multiple at a time. Well, I think this is actually fairly weak, but this has been tested. So let's see how it goes. But if you max it out, you get probably the most powerful part of this whole subtree. Militarized Space Station. For free, the Veilfisk 1 space station is launched, commanded by Captain Meme and accompanied by Teddy, Chamber, Ezio, and AJ-1700s, aka JBBJ9565. What? Am I not allowed to self-insert? This has 2 effects. One, you can play boss music before doing something cool. And 2, gives you 1 extra research point per year. So, assuming you speed ran this, which you could theoretically do if you were Italy by 1903, or whoever does this, if Italy trades it for whatever reason, then it would only take you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years to unlock everything. Instead of uh assuming you only went to like that instead. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. It's a real exponential effect. But I believe that is all I have to say about Chaos Diplomacy One World Dominion. Besides the fact I highly recommend you ask for permission to view the slideshow and not use the downloadable version, as I find the downloadable version is kind of broken. I do have a big update, but I'll announce that in the season finale for uh, Radical Saturday. Uh, do be on the lookout for more Tablemon. Like I said, that's been going through editing hell. I would love to release this on Saturday, but I want to get this out before the contest is done. So this will be out when it's out, and expect Tablemon on Saturday. Why am I putting myself through this much strain on editing? Who knows? So I'll make it easier for myself. If you have any questions, ask in the Discord or in the comments, and wish me luck on winning this variant design competition.